Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Monster Rancher. In the last episode, Buttons won a few tournaments and now he's against Royston in a rematch to hopefully win another one. And if he's got it, then we will have quite a bit of cash for the foreseeable future. So today, as I record this, is my first day off since being relieved of my tax prep job. And I kind of spent most of the day relaxing before I got to work tonight. And one of the games I was playing was The Outer Worlds, and I touched on that before, where I mentioned that I just can't get into it as much as I'm trying. And I decided to play a little today. Just started it up, and I thought I was done with the first area, and then it turned out I wasn't. I happened across another quest, and I was just immediately tired. I'm like, I don't want to do a quest in this area anymore. And I've now come to realize, I think one reason I don't like, or not that it's not, whoa, shit, that was an Oko. Fuck you, Royston. So it's not that I don't like The Outer Worlds. In fact, I really do like the game in the sense that it's very competently put together, and I love the systems. The characterization is great, the voice acting is great, but it hasn't hooked me. And I think one reason for it is because I am an unconventional gamer who does not usually sit and really absorb myself into the world that I'm a part of. Even the game that really should draw me in the most, which is Final Fantasy XIV, I don't just listen to the music, or I don't just play the game, I listen to music at the same time, or I'll watch a movie at the same time. And the game, Outer Worlds, is so immersive and talky that I can't do that. I can't just kill the sound of Outer Worlds and listen to music. And I know that that's going to be a statement to a lot of people that I don't listen to the music, because a lot of elitist gamers, or just gamers in general who find video games to be high art, think that they should be experienced in their totality. And I get that, and certainly from a critique standpoint, if I were to ever critique a game, especially professionally, I would do that, because music is a big part of the experience. But maybe it's just because lately I've been I've been too tired coming back from work, or maybe it's because I'm used to being a Let's Player where I'm speaking through the whole game's audio anyway. Whatever the reason is, just lately I haven't felt like getting invested that far into a game and jumping in with both feet and being one with the game's world. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe The Outer Worlds demands that you become one with its world. And that's fair if it wants to be that. Maybe it's just my problem that it's not the type of game I want to play right now. So that could be the reason why it's just not pulling me in, because I've been finding more fun with Final Fantasy XIV or MLB The Show 20 or other games where I can just mute them, or at least kill the music and listen to my own music, and then just kind of relax to them, I guess. Maybe that's my problem with it. I don't know. I'm going to try to give it another shot tonight. If I'm energetic after I finish here this recording session, I think I'll give Outer Worlds another try. But just every time I've played it, I just don't really want to play it, you know? And it's, I don't know. I always feel bad about being out of step with the majority. I talked about that with, I think, that episode. That's where this came from. I've said, especially since I've been on the side of being a critic, that the best way you can read reviews is to not read them as if they're gospel, but you need to know the author behind them. That doesn't mean know him personally, of course, and it'll take a few reviews before you understand them, but there are things that are important to some reviewers and that are not important to other reviewers, or may not be important to you, and knowing that difference is usually good. Like for me, gameplay trumps all, and the interface is basically the most important part of the game. And so I have fairly high standards with those aspects of the game, and I think that most people, or at least many people, don't really care. Certainly not for, say, the competition crowd, or for RPGs, it would be more story, I would think, than just pure gameplay. But I've never been a huge fan of beautiful graphics. Not to say I don't appreciate them, but like, if all a game is pretty, then it's not really the game for me. Because I'll play an ugly game that plays well over a pretty game that doesn't interest me. I mean, look at this. Look at my channel. My main series are Monster Rancher and Evil Genius, and both of them are so old that like their graphics by today's standards are pretty garbage, or at least so retro that most people wouldn't take a look at them. But meanwhile, I'll also play games like Death Stranding, which are gorgeous but have a gameplay loop that I really enjoy. I'll play just about anything as long as I'm enjoying it, which, I don't really care about its ranking or its reputation or anything like that. So I've just been trying to figure out why I don't like the Outer Worlds. Back to my point about the reviewers. I'm a big fan of Jim Sterling. I love his videos. I think his insight to the video game industry is excellent, and the fact that he is a very much pro-consumer, anti-corporation, kind of ticks the same boxes that I like and respect as well. But our tastes in games are probably the exact opposite, or at least close to the exact opposite. Whereas he didn't like Death Stranding, although he respected it. He didn't like Death Stranding. He loved The Outer Worlds. He thought Senua's Sacrifice was fantastic. My opinion of those games is the opposite. Like, I thought the Senua's Sacrifice was a little dull and boring. I think The Outer Worlds is very dull and boring. I thought Death Stranding, other than its ridiculously dumb story, was very good. I thought its core experience was very good, even if the story kind of fell short. So, but it's like anything else, man. These are just opinions. And as I'm getting older, I'm seeing people get less irritated about this shit. So I don't know if I'm just not seeing it, or if it's there, but like, it's not. How do I put it? Like, I've often thought that a lot of the people who get really angry and elitist about games are younger. And it could be because, at that age, when you're a teenager, everything seems so much more important. And to you in your world, it is important. Like, my teenage years weren't so long ago that I don't remember the mentality. But it's like, as you get older, your tastes change, your attitudes shift, and then other things become more important. The things that were important to me 20 years ago are not nearly as important as they were back then. So, and it's not even necessarily career. It's not necessarily life. It's nothing that, it's not necessarily a heavy subject or a philosophical subject or an existential subject. It can be something as simple as the fact that 20 years ago I friggin' hated spinach, and now I love spinach. I mean, it is what it is, Your tastes change and your interests change, and what gets you angry one day won't get you angry the next day. But it's also, it works the other way. Like, back in the day, I would take disrespect a lot more, especially 10 years ago. I was in this mentality where when you were in a job, your boss was your god, and you listened to everything your boss did and said, and if they told you to violate a protocol to get something accomplished, you violated that protocol. And now as I'm older, I just don't care anymore. I don't have that fear in me anymore. Like, I am anxious about losing my job or being unable to eat or being homeless. You know, I will work as hard as I have to keep myself out of that situation. But I am not so desperate that, for example, as a number of years ago, my previous employer, Walmart, one of the managers there ordered me to bypass a health regulation in order to get more customers served. And he bluntly gave me that order because I even said bluntly to him, "Are you telling me to ignore the health department to help more customers?" And he said, "Yeah, I am." And back then I didn't do it. You know, back then I kind of figured out a way to get around what my manager ordered me to do. But nowadays I tell that manager to go fuck himself. I mean, not literally, because I'd still want to keep my job. Maybe. But I would just straight up say, I'm not going to violate the law just to make you happy, so I'm sorry. I mean, if that's that big of a problem, you can write me up or fire me or whatever. But, you know, because it's scary to lose your job, but at least, you know, I'm of the age where I would rather go to McDonald's or another fast food place and make my wage that way than get into bed with someone who's doing something wildly illegal, you know? So those fears will shift and change over the course of your life, and that applies to interests. You know, interests that, or things that you thought are extremely important just won't feel that way later. And they still may be important. Like I said, it's not that they change, it's that you change and your opinions change. That's why I don't fret with anyone who stops watching my channel, which sucks. Like, I want you guys to, like, ideally, I want you to watch, like, and comment on every single video I produce, regardless of the game. And I have a little mental notebook of the people who actually do that, because those are the ones who have really helped my business succeed. You all know who you are. But those of you who are only here to watch Monster Rancher, or those of you who are only here to watch, say, the first few episodes of something, not that you'd be listening to this at that point, you know, the ones who only catch maybe episode 1, maybe, and then kind of check out, like, although I wish you were here more, although I wish those people were there more, although I wish you, personally, listening to this, would watch more of my videos, you know, if you don't, that's cool, because you've got other priorities too, and I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to keep making my videos, because right now this is important to me. But again, tastes change, and maybe one day you don't want to hear the soothing sound of my voice anymore, or maybe you don't derive any humor from my incompetence with the way I raise monsters, and you just want to move on to speedrunners, or louder Let's Players, or Let's Players of a different gender, or Let's Players who are forcing comedy, or something like that, you know? Who knows, man? Life's too short to worry about any of that shit. So, the way I look at it, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and maybe one day if I decide that I don't want to do YouTube anymore, I'll walk away, but, you know, right now this is important to me, and this is what I'm going to do. That's kind of a meandering train of thought, wasn't it? Because I went to 4 or 5 different topics in that rant, as I do, and none of those were show topics. I just started talking. Verbal vomit, that's me. Next fight is the Diamond Cup, where I get a diamond. Great, we're probably going to skip that one. Keep working on your power, man. It's gotten us this far. We don't need to change anything yet. Buttons is still doing well. Buttons is tired, that's fine. I still haven't gotten the alert from Holly to upgrade the house, so maybe it is only in certain months of the year, or maybe I need to hit another financial threshold. Probably should look into an FAQ or something to keep by my side when I do this. Oh well. Still can't believe I screwed up the whole invitation thing. Had I known that I would have had to redo with the invitations, or, you know, that the invitation was going to wear off for the tournaments, I would have pulled a freeze-unfreeze on Bum Bum so I could at least have attempted them, because she did pretty well in the S class. I don't know, man. Alright. When's the next battle? Or did I just miss it? I already forgot. Because I saw that it was coming and then didn't mentally record when it was. Oh, it's this week. Diamond Cup. Fuck it. Let's give it a try. If nothing else, we can judge his power at this point. But Buttons is doing really well. I'm very proud of him. This is just, though, where things are going to start getting really tricky, because with Buttons' lack of speed, every attack probably from here on out is going to land, and there's just nothing I can do about it. His defense and his life are going to have to hold out, and I might need to get his life up a little bit more before I let him go much further. Yeah, see, Argu is going to hit me. Like, there's no way around it. Argu is going to hit Buttons. So the question will be, can I beat the piss out of Argu fast enough that it won't matter? God Anger. Great. Well, yeah, let's get inside that. He doesn't have a lot of power, so if I can get inside his physical attacks, I mean his magic attacks, I might be alright. Yeah, he's got 99% chances to hit, so he's going to land those shots. We're going to have to take it, and then we're going to have to answer. If that's all he does, we should be alright. We just have to land one. And we have better than a coin flip's chance on bite, so we might be alright. I've just got to stay in his face. Alright, get him. Yeah, look at that. Like, there's no way he's going to be able to answer that. And now he's dead. Good job, Buttons. That's what we're going to have to do for every fight from here on out. We have to get in the monster's face, take the shots, and then answer back once we have... once things are favorable to us. Lon is going to be interesting because she's the same type of monster as we are. A power-heavy worm. But she doesn't have as much defense as we do, although she's probably got 3 times the life, if I'm remembering her numbers correctly. Ugh, Suezo. Let's see. Yeah, she has no defense, no accuracy, but she has more accuracy than we do. But she's even stronger than we are. She has more power than we do. Oh man. All right. Get in her face, Buttons. Nice dodge. Yeah, it's... Oof. If she lands the second one, I'm going to have to start attacking regardless. Yep, just stay in her face, Buttons. Alright, go. We can't wait around. Nice! Well, I say nice, but... even though that did 100+ damage, oh my god! There you go, Buttons! You just had to get good and pissed. I was actually lucky, because if she had landed another one, I don't know if Buttons would have survived the shot. He may have gotten injured or killed. Alright, Ryusi. You're no Ryston, but I'm probably going to have to approach you the same way. You and your jiggly belly bastard. Although he's not jiggling as much. He actually looks a little bit more ripped. Loads of speed, loads of accuracy, no defense, and no life. Okay, well, let's just keep our distance as much as we can. We have a 6% chance to hit. 15 on the Pierce. If we can just land one, we'll be alright. I can't do anything. I've got to just take the shots. Yeah, I've got to do Pierce. Like, no other attack is gonna... Like, bite is so low. Alright, you gotta start attacking, buddy. Okay. Do it again. Come on, land one. Nope. Hopefully that wasn't an injure shot, because... I mean, there's just nothing I can do against that, other than getting my power so high that landing a single shot will be enough to take him out. Oh my god, I'm over 20 minutes. Ah, this one will go long. Whatever. But yeah, I've got to keep working on my power to the point where I can OHKO. Because without being able to OHKO everybody, then this is where the disadvantage gets me. There's just nothing I can do against Ryusi other than to hope that I'm able to take him down on one shot. Where is his Tomo throw? Is it from the second range? God, he keeps dancing back and forth, too. It's hard for me to stay at the correct range I need to be at. I'm trying to get him pushed away because... Okay. I need him in the second range, and because if he's inside or outside that, my options become very limited. Come on. That was a big time waster. Ah! Nice try, Buttons. You did alright. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Because he's going to move so fast, and Buttons is so resistant to accuracy training that it's just not going to matter. It's not going to matter what I try to do to him. Like, I can't train enough accuracy that I can offset Ryusi's speed. I can't train enough speed to offset his accuracy. Like, there's just nothing I can do. I'm gonna just have to keep hoping for the best, hope that RNG is in my corner, and have enough power that it won't matter. Cool. Alright, we'll do that in the next episode, Holly. Thank you for reminding me, and thank you for bringing that up, and thank you all for watching this. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. I just said that, but that's part of the tagline. And I will see you again tomorrow for another episode. That's the rest of it.